Hey, everyone, Alex here. And before we jump into today's exciting Kansas City Chiefs news, I need to ask you something really important because I can see so many of you are watching these videos every single week, but you are not hitting that subscribe button. And here is the deal if you love the Chiefs. If you care about every injury update, every roster move, and every piece of breaking news, then subscribing is the easiest way to stay locked in with the kingdom. So go ahead and hit that button right now. It only takes 1 second, and it helps this channel keep growing all right. Let's get into it, because today we are talking about one of the biggest storylines in Chiefs Kingdom heading into Week 4 against the Baltimore Ravens. And it is all about the rookie wide receiver, Xavier Worthy. Yes, the same. Xavier Worthy, who turned heads in the draft with that blazing 40-yard dash speed, the guy who had Chiefs fans buzzing about explosive plays downfield, the guy who many believed could be a perfect weapon for Patrick Mahomes. And now the big report that has got everyone talking is that Worthy is officially on track to play this week now. Let's slow this down for a second, because this is big news, and not just because it is a rookie wide receiver making a return. This is about the bigger picture of the Chiefs' offense. We all know the first 3 weeks of the season have been up and down. The defense has looked sharp, but the offense has at times felt like it is missing that extra gear. Mahomes has been finding ways to win, but without a consistent deep threat. The field has looked tighter. Defenses are creeping up and daring the Chiefs to beat them over the top. And that is where Xavier Worthy steps in. Think about it for a second. What was the conversation all off-season? Everyone was asking, who is going to be the guy who stretches the field? Who is going to be the player that makes defenses panic about speed again? Sure, Marquez Valdes-Scantling was around last season, but it was not the same Tyreek Hill effect. Fans were craving someone who can make those electric plays. And in the draft, the Chiefs went out and found Worthy because he has got world-class speed. And now, just 3 weeks into the season, we might finally see that weapon unleashed. But here is the thing, it has not been all smooth sailing for Worthy. He has been dealing with that nagging injury, and it has kept him limited in practice. And of course, Chiefs Kingdom started to worry, is this going to be one of those rookie years where we see flashes, but not the full potential? And then this report drops saying he is trending in the right direction. He is on track to go in Week 4, and suddenly the optimism comes rushing back. Let's be honest, Ravens week is not just any week. Baltimore is one of the toughest opponents in the AFC. Lamar Jackson is playing at an MVP level. The Ravens' defense is physical, fast, and aggressive. And when you look at this matchup on paper, you realize just how important having someone like Worthy could be. The Ravens are going to pressure Mahomes. They are going to try to collapse the pocket and force short throws. But if Worthy is out there running deep routes, suddenly that pressure looks a lot riskier, because Mahomes has the arm to launch it downfield, and Worthy has the legs to turn it into 6 points in seconds. Now, I know some fans are asking, how healthy is he really? Because saying a player is on track does not always mean they are at 100%. Sometimes it just means they are able to get out there and contribute even in a limited role. And that is where I think Andy Reid and the Chiefs coaching staff are going to be smart. They do not need Worthy to play 70 snaps right away. What they need is that threat, that presence. Even if he is just running a handful of routes, the defense has to respect the speed, and that opens everything else up for Travis Kelce, for Rashee Rice, for Ejir Pacheco out of the backfield. It changes the math instantly. And let's not forget the chemistry side of this too. Patrick Mahomes has been waiting for That moment with Worthy when the timing clicks and they connect on that first highlight reel play. Imagine it is Sunday night. Mahomes rolls out of the pocket. He sees Worthy streaking down the sideline. He lets it fly and boom, 60-yard touchdown. Suddenly Arrowhead is rocking. Suddenly the Ravens have to back off. And suddenly the Chiefs' offense looks like the Chiefs again. That is the kind of spark this team has been missing. And that is exactly what Worthy can provide now. Let's talk about the rookie himself for a second, because Worthy's story makes this even more exciting. He is not just fast, he is competitive. He has got that chip on his shoulder. People doubted whether he could handle the physicality of the NFL. Some said he was too small. Some questioned whether he could take the hits. But what we have already seen in camp and preseason is that this guy is tough. He is willing to fight through contact, and he is hungry to prove the doubters wrong. And now, if he gets that green light for Week 4, we might see the start of something special. Of course, the Chiefs are going to be careful. They do not want to risk long-term health just to get a short-term boost, so it is possible Worthy's snaps are limited. Maybe he is more of a decoy. Maybe he is used in design plays where he can get the ball in space screens, jet sweeps, crossing routes. But here is the truth: even a limited Xavier Worthy is a dangerous Xavier Worthy, because once the ball is in his hands, all it takes is one missed tackle and he is gone. Let me ask you guys this, and drop your answers in the comments. Do you think the Chiefs' offense needs Worthy right now, or do you think they could beat the Ravens even without him? I personally believe his presence changes everything. And while Mahomes has proved he can win games, no matter what, having that extra gear on offense is exactly what you want going into a huge AFC matchup. And speaking of AFC matchups, let's zoom out a little bit. This game could have big playoff implications. It is only Week 4, but these are the kinds of games that matter in January. If the Chiefs and Ravens are battling for the number 1 seed, home field advantage might come down to head-to-head matchups, so every edge counts. And if Worthy's speed can tilt the field even just once, that could be the difference in a game this close. I will tell you this much: Chiefs Kingdom has been waiting for a player like this since Tyreek Hill left. And while nobody is saying Worthy is already at that level, the potential is absolutely there. And if Sunday night he finally makes his true debut against a powerhouse defense like Baltimore, it could be the start of a brand new chapter in Kansas City's offensive story. So here is what I want you to do. Make sure you are locked into this channel, because after the game I will be breaking down every snap, every highlight, and of course giving you the full reaction to Xavier Worthy's performance. If he is out there, we are going to cover it in detail, and you do not want to miss that. All right, Chiefs Kingdom, that is going to do it for this update. Worthy on track to play in Week 4 against the Ravens. Huge excitement. And honestly, I cannot wait to see how this unfolds. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you hit that like button. It helps a ton. And of course, if you have not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? This is the place for Chiefs fans to stay informed, stay engaged, and stay part of the conversation. My name's Alex. Thanks for spending your time with me today, and I will see you after the game with more Chiefs updates. Go Chiefs!